Well, hello everyone. It is April and I am back with you to do a little haul. So Christmas has kind of come early to this little household. Wasn't expecting that. And I wanted to share with you some bits and bobs that I have kindly received and also things that I've picked up myself because I'm also treating myself apparently. You know, why not? 'Tis the season to give to others, but also just, one for you, one for me. Oh, anyway, another thing that's just wonderful as a side note is that I have the urge to film again. That just feels nice. It really does. So anyway, we're diving in. So I speak to you guys quite a bit about Victoria from What Victoria Reads, who is the sweetest woman. If you are not already subscribed to her, go ahead and do yourself a favor and subscribe. She's so nice. Every year at Christmas time, she organizes a book exchange over on Instagram. I've participated in the last 2 years, and it's just so much fun. You go to other people's Amazon wish list and you buy them a little book that they've been wanting for Christmas, and it really makes me so happy. So thank you again, Victoria, for organizing all of that and helping me. I managed to have some sort of issue. Technically, I don't know. I just didn't know what I was doing, apparently. Anyhow, I received a book from NonFiction Feminist. I'm also going to link her Instagram account down below so you can check her out. And she got me a book that I have been wanting to read so badly. A lot of the UK booktubers have been talking about this. And this is 3 Hours by Rosamund Lupton, which I've never read her. I think she's a very popular thriller author over in the UK. I'd actually never heard of her until people started talking about this book. This is about a school shooting. So, I imagine that is very triggering for very many people, considering how often this happens. I still cannot understand why this is still happening. This takes place in rural Somerset in the middle of a blizzard. A school is under siege. Students and teachers have barricaded themselves in classrooms. I think the headmaster is wounded in the library, can't really help anyone. There is also a police psychiatrist outside the doors trying to identify the gunman. And this takes place over 3 hours. Parents have come, of course, to the school wondering if their child is alive or dead. And it sounds very intense, very intense, but I've heard very good things about this. So I'd really love to read this. So thank you so much again. I'm really very thrilled. All right, it's time to read the first line of 3 Hours. I know I'm going to be on edge reading this one. 9:16 a.m. A moment of stillness, as if time itself is waiting, can no longer be measured. Oh God, I'm nervous already. I don't think that's a 5-star first line, and I think it could be easy to create a 5-star first line for a book like this with this plot. That said, I'm still extremely excited, as you can imagine. And then sweet Magali sent me a gift totally unexpectedly. She and I actually got together. I've never met any of you guys before, and we got together I think it was in the summer. We went out for dinner together downtown Ottawa. It was really lovely. And she sent me a little gift. It's absolutely, I would consider bookish. It's very me. It's very hygge. This is the hygge game. Cozy conversation in pleasant company. I think the idea is that this is kind of like a family game where you pick a question, a thought-provoking question out of this little box, and it's designed to spark meaningful conversation. And it's so interesting that she got this for me because I watch Christopher Allen, especially at this time of year. He does Vlogmas, and I love it so much. I'll also link his videos and his YouTube channel in the description box below. He's so lovely. And one of his recommendations for like a Christmas gift guide was something along these lines, where you just pick a question out of a box and start meaningful conversation. And then she sent this to me. It was very exciting. So thank you again, Magali, for that. I am, as you can imagine, over the moon. It has hygge in the title. Okay, that's a good one. And then, what? I went out, I think I went to the pharmacy, got back to my door, and this was there. And I was like, what? And it's from Maggie. Maggie says, "Merry Christmas, April. I'm enjoying this book so much and hope you do too." And then I opened it and kind of squealed with delight, if I'm being honest. I kind of squealed. Barry was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Probably not." It is Brené Brown's new book, Atlas of the Heart. First of all, can we just talk about this cover? This might be one of the most beautiful books I own. I actually had no idea that Brené Brown was coming out with a new book. I've read all of her books so far, and I went out with my dear friend Stacy for her 40th birthday. We went out for dinner. It was lovely. And her birthday is November 30th. And she was like, "Brené Brown came out with a new book today." And I was like, "Where did this come from? What's happening?" And then I started looking for it and looking for information about it. And it immediately spoke to me, like all of Brené Brown's books do. She writes kind of self-help, but in a, I don't know, some self-help can be a little bit, they can talk down to you at times. And Brené is not about that. She studies vulnerability. She's a researcher, and that's what she's dedicated her entire career to, which is so interesting. And so in this book, Brené takes you on a journey through 87 of the emotions and experiences that define what it means to be a human. And she maps out the skills and framework for meaningful connection. And I just think this is going to be incredible. I did not know it was going to be this stunning. Like, oh, I was not. It's like a coffee table book. So Maggie, thank you so much. Genuinely might put this out on the coffee table. When my coffee table for this room comes out, maybe I could put this there with the library book. That would be really, really nice. The coffee table that just will never arrive. I swear, as I ordered this coffee table, oh my goodness, like mid-year, and the date just keeps being put off. I guess this is supply chain management issues, you know. Okay, let's read the first wise line of Atlas of the Heart, mapping meaningful connection and the language of human experience. I couldn't believe how heavy this book is. Like, it's genuinely a little bit of a beast here. Wow. Okay, I will get there, I promise. Okay, here we go. Introduction. How it started. I am not a sentimental keeper of things. Okay, not a 5-star first line, but gorgeous. The rest of the books I bought myself. The first book is one that just came in, and this is a book called One and Only: The Freedom of Having an Only Child and the Joy of Being One. If you missed my most recent video, I explained that we're going to be a little family of 3. I went ahead and did an embryo transfer. I had one frozen embryo, and it didn't work. It did not embed in the uterine lining. So it was a failed round, and I'm 40 and I don't want to try for more kids. And we really are a lovely family of 3. And when I got the news that the embryo transfer hadn't worked, I was like, right, okay, now I need to adjust and to a new reality and look into things and kind of learn what it is to be an only child and how to help as a parent, how I can help Nora in any way I can, what I can expect as a parent of an only child. So this woman, she's a journalist named Lauren Sandler. She was an only child growing up, and then she decided to only have one child as well. So she's looking at this from the perspective of being an only child and also a mother of an only child, which I think is really interesting. And she looks at the history of only children and also the history of family sizes and what the ideal family size has been perceived to be over many, many years. And I've never thought about that in my entire life. And so I'm really looking forward to diving into this. All right. Should we read the first line of One and Only, the freedom of having an only child and the joy of being one? This sounds like a very uplifting book for me to read right now. So I'm really excited about it. Okay. Introduction. Chapter title is It's Not What You Think. This is not a memoir, but to conform to what's expected of an only child. Let me start with myself. I think that's really funny and really clever. It's like not a 5-star first line, but I really like that. That's clever. So next, I have 2 books that were kind of a gift. Let's be honest, they were really kind of a gift. My husband and I went to Cornwall over last weekend. And we were celebrating our anniversary, our 6th wedding anniversary, and a friend's 40th birthday. And so we decided we're going to go and stay the night. You know, my mom and dad will take care of Nora. And he kept saying okay, but we have to leave early to go to Cornwall because I have a pit stop that I want to make. And he wouldn't say what the pit stop was. Well, he found a used bookstore that was I guess fairly new that I had no idea about in Cornwall. Naturally, that was the pit stop. It was very romantic. Barry has surprised me so many times with random book sale things, which is so he's very, very lovely. I found a good one. Anyway, so I ended up getting 2 books. I scoured the shelves, let me tell you. And I found 2 books that I am very interested in. So the first one that caught my eye was The Lingering by C. Holiday. And this is about a couple, Jack and Allie. They are ready for a new start and they decide to make their new start happen at a new home called Rosalind House. It's a commune established in a former psychiatric hospital because that always works out. You know, that always ends up being just a fine idea. But things start going wrong and they start to actually research the history, of course, of Rosalind House and the nearby village, and the past. I think their own past comes back to haunt them, and the past of this home comes back to haunt them. Apparently, it's a bit of a ghost story, and Elizabeth Haynes says on the cover, saunters from creepy to genuinely terrifying. I was completely unable to put it down. I'm excited. Okay, I'm excited. Okay, let's read the first line of The Lingering. There's a map. That's good. I didn't even know there was a map. Okay, prologue, Angela. There's an unfamiliar smell in the air today. Ooh. I like that, but I don't think it's a 5-star first line. The other book I saw and just needed to have straight away is a new release, Apples Never Fall by Leanne Moriarty. Now, I will say, these books weren't Value Village prices, which is usually $5 max for a book. I think I paid $15 for this book, but to get this book right now, full price at like Chapters or Amazon. I think it's like $40, something along those lines. So it was still very much a steal. Apples Never Fall is Leanne's most recent release, and it sounds very interesting. It follows a group of siblings. Their mother has recently disappeared. They don't know what to do. However, all eyes and suspicions point to their own father. People are thinking that he may have made her disappear, and they're in a situation where it's like, what would you do if you thought your father might have murdered your mom? Now, I will say, I feel like people classify Liane Moriarty as a thriller writer straight away, and I don't consider her a thriller writer. There is definitely mystery, but it's like more contemporary mystery. So this will be going on my contemporary shelves. I imagine a lot of people would be putting this on their mystery shelves, but I'm different, and it's my own library, so I can do what I want. But I was so excited about that. Okay, it is time to read the first line of Apples Never Fall. Oh, I'm so excited. I adore this woman's writing. Okay. Prologue. Oh, I'm losing bookmarks. Okay, prologue. The bike lay on the side of the road beneath a gray oak, the handlebars at an odd, jutted angle, as if it had been thrown with angry force. Ooh, that is good. Like, was it abandoned? I really like that. Yeah, I think that's a 5-star first line. And by the way, I should mention where this little used bookstore is as I throw it around. This is Red Cart Books in Cornwall, Ontario. If you are ever in Cornwall, you might want to go and check them out. It's a small little place, but really lovely. And I don't think that I have hauled these last 2 books, even though they've been on my shelves for a while. I've actually started both of them and stopped reading both of them. Yeah, anyway, I'll just say what they are. The first one is Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. This is written by a couple of sisters, and it explores the experience of burnout, but not only in relation to a full-time job. Like, when people talk about burnout, they often at least talk about burnout at work, but you can experience burnout with anything really, or an accumulation of things. So this does explore like burnout as, you know, a parent, with work, what have you. And it is about what happens to your body when you're experiencing burnout and how you can manage burnout and stop your brain from getting to the point of burnout, and how to prioritize things in life. And I started this. It's a really, really good. And I've been highlighting and even starring things. Really interesting. I definitely need to pick this back up because I feel like I was bordering on another bit of burnout, but I'm feeling a bit better now. So I should read this, apply it, and then not experience burnout. Okay, so let's read the first line of Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Code. This is a book for any woman who has felt overwhelmed and exhausted by everything she had to do, and yet still worried she was not doing enough. So that's for me. Last but not least is a book that I started reading, and I think I'm going to go ahead and just start it all over again when I'm ready. This is Death at Greenway by Lori Rader Day. This is about a nurse who has done something wrong, and she is sent to a home. It's actually Agatha Christie's summer home, to end up taking care of the children who have been sent to the countryside during World War II from London to safety in the countryside. So she's going to take care of these children. She also is dealing with another woman who's on the same journey. So they're going to be taking care of these children together. They arrive at Agatha Christie's estate. They're settling in, trying to get the kids settled in. And then a body shows up. It washes ashore near the estate. So that sounds like a good time for me. As you know, I'm strange and like something is clearly wrong when this sounds fun for me. But those are all of the books that I have recently acquired. Gifties I have recently acquired. Thank you so much. Really, genuinely just made me feel very special. And I will be back with you soon for another video. Okay, bye guys.